That doesn't work. You're counting us down while we're live. So, someone who doesn't know how to count, but hello, ladies and gentlemen. I'm your host of this Around the Pound quiz, aka The Mole. Yay. And welcome to another rendition of Around the Pound, our weekly show about all media as a whole. As Marcus had once put it, our transmedia show. Joining me, as usual, well, you called it back when we used to do topics of everything that resonates through multiple, it's all transmedia.
True.
Yes. Joining us as usual is Marcus Shadow. And James Phoenix.
Oh.
And of course, we have another guest, and joining us again, welcome to Around the Pound once more, Ulrich the Hammer.
Hello.
So, who wants to kick it off first, guys?
Probably you, since you're the host.
Fair enough, but I was being gracious, a gracious host, and asking my guests.
I appreciate it.
I'm going to go first with news which I kind of did enjoy, of People.com are claiming to have a source that Amazon is looking to revive the 2001 live-action Tick series, which was axed after only 9 episodes, starring Patrick Warburton, from, obviously, you probably know stuff like Seinfeld, whose People's sources claim he signed a new deal with Amazon and Sony to reprise the role of the blue-suited lunkhead hero. The Tick would be brought back as a test pilot per Amazon's current model for greenlighting new shows, which, FYI, the new season has begun, so I don't even think you need Prime for it. Go over to Amazon.com and check out the new pilot. You'll be doing yourself a favor. So yay, 2 bits of news all in one. The Tick's coming back, which I like the Tick.
Cool.
I like the cartoon. I think I saw like 1 episode of the show, so I don't know.
Me too.
Or 1 episode of the live action one, I guess I should specify.
Which means, ironically, you saw more than a 10th.
I know, right? Pretty good odds.
Yeah, you've seen more than a 10th, but now.
I saw 11.1%.
Nice. You also just out-maths the Asian. Impressive.
Which isn't hard. I mean, he can't even speak Chinese. He's less of an Asian than John Cena.
That is true. John Cena is the poster child of Asian. You should team up with Tensai.
I don't think...
I imagine that'd be the Asian equivalent of the Hart Dynasty, or the Hart Foundation.
Pretty much.
But I'd also have to say that he's not that Chinese, because he didn't appear as a product placement in Iron Man 3 or Transformers 4, so I don't think he's quite Asian enough.
That is true.
Although it would have been hilarious to just see. I don't know how they'd advertise him, like the guy just goes and he's just drinking John Cena or something.
Fruity Pebbles.
There you go.
I think out with the spoon.
He appeared as right here as a place for French movies. Does that count?
Yep. But take us away with your first bit of news. Marcus.
All right.
I don't know where we're lined up at the bottom. I'm just pointing to people based on where they are on my screen, which is everyone's on the left. In order, it's Marcus, then Richter, then Jim, then Mole.
Then Bender, then Flexo, then Fry.
Yep.
All right, I'll start with this. Nintendo has revealed a new 3DS design with a bunch of new features, including a new analog stick, new buttons, Amiibo integration, and changeable cover plates. So yeah,
Yep.
new 3DS.
I like the new 3DS.
So 3DS is now a Vita.
Better than a Vita.
Does that make himself sleep? I don't know how this works.
I know. Jim just said the world has just imploded. we're gonna have to call the podcast right here. We don't know what the hell's happening to the universe. But I will also say, Jim, just because they've brought out a new model and it's slightly improved does not mean it's a Vita. Because to be fair, Nintendo did that shit first with DS and then DSi, Game Boy Pocket, Game Boy Color, Game Boy Advance, Game Boy SP, Game Boy Micro, Game Boy, I don't know, fucking Nano. I'm surprised they haven't done that like iPod.
And it can't be a Vita because people buy a DS.
Oh, you just make yourself that cry.
I know. I gotta calls it like I sees it. I like it, but it's not selling as well as the 3DS.
I will say, the Vita may possibly be picking up steam here in the UK.
Oh?
They've been advertising a bundle, £150, which knocks it to around the same price as a DS, and it comes bundled with 6 Lego games, and it's advertised with Sackboy. I threw money at the screen like... I want a Vita now. I want that package. It's 6 Lego games. I've played them all, but I want it. I want it.
There you go.
But no, there's 3DS. Personally, and I know we disagree on this, which is fair enough. I like the new 3DS. The new sticks look pretty cool. I like the fact you can click off the face paint to put them in. I like the improved 3D. I'm looking forward to it. I may pick one of those up. I don't know. It's a toss-up between that or the Vita with 6 Lego games. One of those I will purchase in the next year. Not right now, but I'll have to do it eventually to buy Super Mega Force to play as Green Tommy.
There you go.
Victor?
Because
I know you had contradictory views on the 3DS.
Yeah, I'm not super high on it. Don't really like it that much. I mean, it's got some cool improvements, but it feels like they, especially with making it more powerful and the second analogs, or the C stick, where they added an even more nubby nub than the PSP. But
yeah. Great invention yet.
Well, have you seen the C stick? It looks so weird. I'm like, that looks like a button, not a stick. But okay. But I almost feel like they should have just made it a new generation instead of.
Well, I think the whole reason behind them doing it was to have the Amiibo integration, and they were like, well, fuck, if we're gonna do that, we may as well redesign some things on it.
My guess is this is probably the last version of the 3DS we're probably gonna get. I'm thinking this is the end of its life cycle.
Yeah. Who knows?
Can I just
And
ask
there's also-
what the hell?
Go ahead.
Can I just ask what the hell's Amiibo?
Nothing. What's Amiibo with you? Amiibo is basically Skylanders for Nintendo. You get one of the figures, it saves them, and you can put them in other stuff, but not just one game. You can use it in Smash Brothers and a series of games.
I thought cool.
Yeah, like for Smash Brothers, you can take the character and have them fight for you, and you can level up that character and stuff.
Nice.
Yeah, and they said let's say Link, who's in that game, which I know Marcus probably getting Amiibo Link. You could level up Link, and then when the new Legend of Zelda comes out on its own, you can use that Amiibo on that, and you get your leveled up Link.
Nice.
I don't know if that means all Links from here on out need the Super Smash Brothers moveset so he knows which ones you've taught him, or if they're just going to go on that level within the game and then you just go, okay, fine.
Yeah.
Probably the second.
There's a good chance.
But yeah, as I was saying, there's also 2 versions of the new DS. There's the standard and then new DS LL, the new version of the XL.
Okay.
XL, you're not Japanese.
It was called LL though, so.
It's
He's
called
not-
the LL. It's not called the XL.
He's not even he's not Japanese. He's not even Chinese.
The only
true.
the only thing I saw for it was from one of the sites over here, and literally the box said new 3DS XL, and then it had under the description it said, bear in mind this is called the LL in Japan, so I was like, oh, okay, cool.
Oh, okay, well, maybe
So
it
I'm not
was.
sure if they just renamed it over here back to the XL because like fuck it matches the others.
Yeah, I don't know. The only image I've seen was it said LL on it, so I assume that's what they were calling it.
Well, because it's
Yeah.
only, as far as I know, announced for Japan as of now. But it
It's-
will come out here.
Yeah, it's only been announced in Japan, and which also means the box is probably fake from what they were showing. It
Yeah.
might just be the old 3DS XL. But they reckon it's definitely coming for the US and the UK, according to a Nintendo representative, in 2015.
Fair enough.
215.
And also, I don't know. I'll just piggyback off that a little bit, but the amiibos have an official price now of $12.99, at least in the U.S. And at least the GameStop site, you can finally pre-order them. I don't know if that was up there before. And they
That's
Nice.
confirmed the first 12 or the first wave of 12, which sadly doesn't have Princess Zelda in it.
But it clearly has Zelda. I saw the green guy you play as in there.
That's true. Well, it doesn't have the other Zelda.
Sabrina's hand?
Yeah, it doesn't have the less female Zelda.
Sabrina's hand? No, let's not go that way. That's I insult the actress. I like Sabrina's hand. But no, yeah, I will say that I agree. I don't know. Is $12.99 a reasonable price? Because that seems to be
It's,
around the price of some Skylanders and Disney Infinity.
Yeah,
figures.
I believe it's the exact price of Disney Infinity People.
Nice.
So it'd be between normal Skylanders and the Giants ones. If anyone remembers
Right.
the price of Giants ones.
Yeah, the Giant ones were like 15 quid here, but it was like
Yeah.
15 for one of them. Normal Skylanders was like 8, and Disney Infinity was 10.
Okay.
But when you translate 10 into dollars, it's roughly 12.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, those Giants were expensive, but they were so fucking huge.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry, if we got a Marvel Disney Infinity thing, which we will be talking about Disney Infinity later on as well, but give us Galactus or Sentinel. It's a giant figure. I want it, damn it. I want it. For no other reason to say I am that.
That would be awesome.
There
But
you go.
over to Jim.
Well, thank you. My first bit of news, it's being reported around the net, as it's called, that there's an effort going on to revive Full House, the hit show you probably remember from your childhood.
Oh, wow.
He's a partial owner of the franchise at this point, and therefore he would make a lot of money from this.
I don't know if that was me. You sounded broken up then at the beginning of the sentence.
Yep.
Only at the
enough.
beginning, because it was a crucial part of the franchise. What was? I need to know.
John Stamos.
Hmm.
I said that
Right.
John Stamos is a part owner of the franchise, evidently, so he would make a lot of money from it coming back. Supposedly, actresses Candace Cameron Bure, who played DJ, Jodie Sweetin, who played Stephanie, and Andrea, who played Me and the Next Door Neighbor, are all on board for the return.
Are the Olsons?
Yeah.
No mention of the Olsons.
I will admit I wasn't trying to be a dick with that. I never watched Full House growing up. I just knew they were on it, and I watched like Two of a Kind and saw a few of their films, and I'm like, I kind of like the Olsons.
Supposedly, original executive producer Bob Boyette and creator Jeff Franklin, who is writing the new version, are actively involved. It's also being said that Bob Saget, who of course played Danny Tanner, and Dave Coulier, who played Joey Gladstone, are also involved in some capacity.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, and they're theorizing that this renewed interest might be in relation to the success of the revived girl. Oh, there you go.
And we lost Jim.
I believe he said
I would
it,
accept.
I believe Jim said, because he broke up, I could kind of tell. I believe he said they think it's related to sort of the revival of Girl Meets World, which was a revival of Boy Meets World.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they
I
think
think
that might
he
be.
went grrr, and I was thinking that's the only thing. He went grrr.
No, he was just really mad. The revival of Grrr!
The revival of the fucking demon at the end of Buffy. Grr, arg.
Yes.
There you go.
I loved that little thing, grr, arg. And I loved it when they actually included it in the show. And she's like, it's a demon, grr, arg. And I'm like, yay.
So yeah, so we'll see. We'll see where this goes. I'm kind of excited for it. I'd like to see the show come back. I was a big fan of Full House, and it did get abruptly fucking canceled with no warning, so I would like to see them come back and kind of wrap that out. That'd be cool.
That could be pretty cool. I will say, which I don't know if this is going to be a little too off topic, is television turning into Hollywood?
Yes.
Because now we're getting a load of reboots and revised versions of old classics at the same time, like Girl Meets World, The Tick's coming back, Full House is coming back, and I've also heard other ones are rumored to be coming back and stuff, and it's like, okay, I'm confused. Is this like basically Hollywood's reboot, but you realize on a TV show you can just have one actor cameo at the beginning and it counts?
Yep.
AKA Knight Rider, where I believe Hasselhoff only appeared in one episode or two.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why Rick's going.
The little swooshy thing on the front of the car.
Oh, fair enough. Fair enough. When you're doing that, I was thinking, wait, was I doing bad? Was I having like bad connection or something? Because it sounded like I may have been making too much wind on my end.
No.
Yeah. I will admit, I didn't watch the new Knight Rider, but I only heard Hasselhoff appeared minimal. If they're doing those though, I could see more coming back. Like, I'd like a Family Ties reboot and just bring Michael J. Fox back for an episode.
Mm-hmm.
What do we do, baby?
Hey Mo, do you think it means maybe Joss Whedon will revive Buffy or Angel?
I'm gonna guess probably not, as he said he wouldn't revive those unless it's a TV show because the actresses and actors are too old, and therefore if he can't have Buffy and he can't have Angel, the universe is almost done. That's why, like he mentioned, there was a certain deadline for when he was throwing around the Spike TV movie, but it didn't get picked up in time. And like he mentioned, James Masters is too old to be Spike now, so he kind of just let it go.
I don't know.
But like I said, I see promise for this new format of people doing that. I can see a lot of promise in that, and a load of cool shows could get revived through stuff like that and digital distribution.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
My next bit of news is the Royal Canadian Mint and Warner Brothers Consumer Products have introduced 4 new collectible coins this week featuring DC Comics Superman. The Mint 7-coin Superman series from 2013 proved a sold-out success. These 4 new gold and silver collector's coins feature variations on Superman comic book covers throughout the decade, from his first appearance to the new 52 covers. They were introduced Friday at a fan expo in Canada. These 4 new Superman coins, they're a $10, $15, a $20, and a $100 coin, can be ordered from the Mint by calling 1-800-267-1871 if you live in Canada. For people in the US, call 1-800-268-6468 now. Or go online at the Mint site. The coins will also be available as of September 2nd at the Royal Canadian Mint boutiques in, I think that's Ottawa, Winnipeg, and Vancouver, as well as through the Mint's global networks of dealers and distributions. And their coins cost from around $70 to around $110.
Fair
So, yes,
enough.
Superman coins.
Cool. So they did that before, huh? And it was a success?
Apparently they did some in 2013. Though it's a big success.
Cool.
What was on the coins in 2013?
Superman.
Oh, they were Superman again. Okay.
Yeah, the Superman coins into the Superman series from 2013 proved to be a sold-out success.
Okay.
Do any of them have him with the Pope hat?
They should all have him with the Pope hat.
Nah.
There you go.
I do like Pope hat Superman. But I believe it's back to Marky.
All right, well,
The big M.
Sticking with the Nintendo theme, Nintendo announced 2 upcoming DLC packs for Mario Kart 8. The first pack, releasing in November, will include a Tanuki Mario skin, a Cat Peach Mario skin, and Link from Legend of Zelda. and 4 new vehicles, including the Blue Falcon from F-Zero, and 8 new tracks, aka
Yes.
a new cup.
Sorry.
Falcon Punch!
There you go. The second
Well,
pack releasing... Oh, go ahead.
Fucking shell.
Part of me just wanted to slightly be a dick and do the Phoebe from Friends thing of, oh my god, that's brand new information. Just because Stacey took that for XGR this week, but I realised you and Jim weren't in XGR, so that's cool. We've said that's cool.
The second pack releasing in May will include the Villager and Isabelle from Animal Crossing, and Dry Bowser, which I assume will be a skin for Bowser. Again, 4 new vehicles and 8 new tracks, and another cup.
Dry Bowser usually in Mario Kart games, like with the Wii one, he's probably going to be a separate character.
Okay, fair enough.
Well, I don't think he'd be as heavy as Bowser.
He shouldn't be, because
Yeah,
he's literally
I think he lost a lot of weight.
Yeah.
Fair enough. The packs will sell for $8 per pack, or if you wait until May, you can purchase both packs as a bundle for $12. If you purchase both packs, either separately or in the bundle, you will also get 8 new skin colors for Yoshi and Shy Guy. There's speculation that the inclusion of non-Mario characters could be in preparation for amiibo usage.
Nice. And I will also say to you, Rick, maybe Bowser is one of the only people that can actually say he wasn't fat. He was just big-boned.
Nice.
But yeah, I know we said our opinions on that. Like I said, I'll join next year. I found it a mixed bag of that's cool as fuck. I can understand it. Fans wanted that, but at the same time, it does sort of make Smash Brothers less special. Which means I'm not going to say I'm for it, and I'm not going to say I'm 100% for it, and I'm not 100% against it. It's kind of interesting. I mean, I see the pros and I see the cons, but it's pretty good overall.
Fair enough. I don't know. It just feels weird to me because it's Mario Kart. It's not like Smash Kart or anything. So.
Admittedly, though, I would totally want to race as Samus if she had her like little ship from the Super Nintendo one as her kart.
Mm-hmm. And okay, who wants to go? Who wants to go next? I believe it's Rick.
Yeah, I actually have something. I totally remembered it while we were talking. Okay, on the Club Nintendo site, they talked about a special offer where if you buy both the 3DS and Wii U version of Super Smash Bros. And register them both with Club Nintendo, you'll get I believe it's a 2 soundtrack CD that they will mail you for free.
Nice.
And I believe that's the only way to get it as far as I've seen so far, which is pretty cool because I would totally like to get it, and I was kind of debating buying both, so now it's like, ooh, now it's harder to to not buy both. Like,
what do we have to register for Jim to appear again?
I don't know. I didn't say the V word, so.
I know you were talking about Mario stuff, which he likes, and he just
No.
walked off.
I'm right here. I don't know what you're talking about.
Power Rangers. Ah.
There you are.
On the little camera image at the bottom, there's just nobody there.
Yeah, there wasn't. There was just nobody there for like the longest time.
Oh, he was stealthing, and that's why Stacy doesn't like him.
Stacy doesn't like him because he has a penis.
That's true.
Pretty much.
I'm sorry. That's a vicious accusation. Jim does not have a penis.
Funny.
He does. It's on his mantle right next to the 20th anniversary of Power Rangers helmet.
Yeah. He hollowed it out and turned it into a remote skin.
Wow.
That could also be a massive compliment, depending on what you go with the size. But I believe it's back to Jim, and I will admit the only reason I went with Rick after Marcus is because his news keeps piggybacking off Marcus's.
Yeah.
In the most perfect way.
Basically. All right, item number 2. It was announced. This up here. Yeah. It was announced this week that for the forthcoming season of the Spider-Man Disney XD series, specifically the Ultimate Spider-Man. Basically, the lead is Peter Parker in that show. He'll be traveling between realities in the Trail of the Goblin, and it's going to end up with different Spider-Man. One of this he will be visiting. It's going to be the literal Ultimate Spider-Man.
And they've renamed it.
They have.
The TV show is Ultimate Warrior. No, sorry. The TV show is Ultimate Spider-Man. But due to the fact he's now meeting all of them during this season, it's now called Ultimate Spider-Man Web Warriors.
Fair enough. So he will literally meet the Ultimate Spider-Man, a.k.a. Miles Morales, who will be voiced by Donald Glover. Who, you may remember, fans petitioning to actually play the live-action Spider-Man in the films that Andrew Garfield currently stars in. So...
Film, the second doesn't exist.
Yeah, so that's a cool thing. I think he'll do a great job in the role, and it's good that he gets to play Spider-Man in his own capacity. I like it. If you're interested, the episode featuring Miles will not air until next year, but Ultimate Spider-Man Web Warriors is going to be premiering in the U.S. this weekend. Today, actually. It premiered today. Go check it out.
Nice. And that is pretty good news. I'm not a big fan of Miles. It annoyed me when they killed Peter in the Ultimate Universe. But he has been written pretty well, and I know there's fans of him, and I'll probably check that out as when it's on the actual series, so that'll be pretty cool.
Mm-hmm. What's worse, Mole? Him being dead or Doc Ock being in his body?
But Doc Ock was only in his body because he was supposed to be dead. Thus, that's that and raping his corpse.
Which is why that one's worse, and I'd rather have Miles Morales.
Yeah. Well, we got Peter back eventually, so yay.
Yay!
But speaking of superhero news, and I had to take this news. The man who sued director Bryan Singer for allegedly sexually abusing him, which I believe I took for one of the Around the Pounds, he has withdrawn his lawsuit against the X-Men filmmaker. Michael Egan, I believe his name was, sued Singer and several others just weeks before X-Men Days of Future Past opened in theaters, a move that caused Singer to drop out of promoting what would become his biggest hit in years and one of the highest-grossing films of 2014. In a statement issued in late April, Singer called the allegations outrageous, vicious, and completely false. A federal judge in Hawaii, where the case was filed, granted Egan's motion for what? I don't know why it says that. It says it granted Egan's motion for voluntary dismissal Wednesday, reports Variety. Egan had previously dropped his sexual abuse lawsuits against former Disney executive David Newman and former TV executive Garth, I think that's Anshia. He had been representing himself in the court, but as the Warp reports, while Egan's dismissal of the lawsuit is good news to Singer, it's not a completely satisfactory resolution, because Egan's suit was dismissed without prejudice, an option that now gives Egan leeway to basically claim against Singer again in the future if he chooses to try and bring it to court again. So it's a little bit of a mixed bag, but I felt it needed to be done because in cases like this, you always get them named and shamed, but the second they're almost cleared, like this sounds like he's cleared because the guy's like, okay, I got no case here and just dropped out. Less people report it, which, you know what I mean? It's hard. It's easy to destroy someone's reputation. It's hard to rebuild it, if that makes sense. So I just figured one news outlet, even if we are more of a casual news outlet, should report it. So,
indeed.
So, back to Marcus.
Fair enough. So my next piece of news, and I don't know if Richter heard about this one, Netflix has acquired the exclusive streaming rights to NBC's Blacklist from Sony Pictures Television for an unprecedented $2 million per episode.
Jeez.
The largest per episode fee paid by a subscription-based video-on-demand company for a television show. Of note, Sony is also looking to sell the syndication rights to the existing seasons to other networks. So yeah, Sony has a lot of money now.
Oh, this explains why they keep losing money. But no, it is pretty good news. I hope the rumor for people like Marcus isn't true of eventually it may go just to Netflix, as they'd be making more money off that than they would TV. Because that would hurt some people like Marcus who watches the show.
Right.
I'm not saying
Well,
only,
like I said,
I'm not saying only people like Marcus watch. I mean, a lot of people do. I personally haven't. But if that is true, it could be bad.
Well, like I said, the official report from Sony is they're shopping around networks for syndication, so it looks like they at least want to keep it on TV in some capacity.
Yeah, that is true. Although they also did the same thing with Community, and that's gone digital.
Ah, fair enough.
It's because they have done that with shows before now. If they do go to syndication, so people become aware of it, and then when it gets announced it's on Netflix, more people are like, oh, I saw that show. I must purchase Netflix. And or if you've already got Netflix, I remember that show. I must watch it on Netflix.
Fair enough.
But it is pretty good news. And that will definitely help the TV show out, because logically, if it's getting an extra $2 million per episode, its budget should be through the fucking roof for that show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm expecting Hollywood-style effects during that show. If I don't get Hollywood effects during that show, and I find out it makes $2 million just from that thing, I'm gonna be a little like, what the fuck's gone wrong here?
Yeah.
But did you have any more news, Ricky?
No, not that I can remember.
Fair enough. Then over to Jim.
Alrighty. Well, my final piece of news tonight. You remember last week I mentioned the unfortunate shooting of Suge Knight at Chris Brown's pre-VMAs party. I thought this next news was directly in relation to it. It's actually only cursorily in relation to it, but there's still a relation. Apparently, that was not the only shooting that occurred at a recent hip-hop show. Apparently, there was a joint concert between rappers Wiz Khalifa and Young Jeezy in Mountain View, California, and rap promoter 38-year-old Eric Johnson was shot 5 times backstage and died at a nearby hospital, and that Young Jeezy was arrested for that this week and has since posted bail and is being charged after they found an AK-47 on his tour bus.
I'm going to say he was probably framed. Where were you, Marcus?
It wasn't a celebrity that died, though. Or is he branching out?
True. True. I thought he may have been, because Jim mentioned it was a hip-hop event.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not familiar with hip-hop.
Fair enough. It was a rap concert, basically.
But it is good if you actually if he did it and he's arrested, and that's pretty good.
Yeah, they said he posted bail and he is pleading not guilty to the charges, but they're saying they theorize that the gun that they found at his bus was the one used to shoot the guy, and that the cops are being a lot more careful on this kind of thing after the whole Suge Knight shooting, so they're kind of cracking down on this.
So,
but here's a fun fact.
They found the gun that was used in the shooting, and he already made bail. Yeah, he's definitely a celebrity.
Well, the bail was $1 million, and he posted it.
And
then he posted a video of him raining money on bitches.
Exactly. But they theorized it's the gun
of his bail money.
They theorized it's the gun. But here's a fun fact. The reason they were able to investigate this now is, I don't know if you know, there's a group called the Hip Hop Squad. This is a thing. They're a group of undercover police that work the club circuit to make sure this kind of shit doesn't happen. If you haven't noticed, they really suck at their jobs. And basically, they maintain a watch list of rappers and singers and musicians that have beefs with each other, so they know who to watch out for and whose parties. And apparently, they're the ones that are investigating and keeping an eye on this. So we'll see what happens.
See, when you say the Hip Hop Squad, I'm thinking of like one of those like black exploitation films done similar to like the Avengers, and like a load of people are like gold chained, be like, yeah, bro, we be the Hip Hop Squad, as they all pull up in like a racist vehicle.
They're being
Probably
led
starring Samuel Jackson.
Yeah, I say they're being led by Samuel L. Jackson and Mr. T.
Yeah, that's what I'm imagining. It was
Can I buy
just me.
tickets for that?
You can buy tickets, Rick, but unfortunately the actual show and movie is sold out. But you can buy tickets for the Hip Hop Squad on Ice.
Nice.
Coming this
Yeah, apparently, and at least in New York, all New York club owners are required to inform the Hip Hop Squad police in advance if anyone on the watch list will be coming to a party there, and because they want to be there to monitor anything, and they don't want situations like the Suge Knight thing. I guess they were not informed on the last one. That's why that shit went down or something. I don't know, but
that job is important, but I still say they've chose one of the dumbest names, the Hip Hop Squad. It sounds like a Power Ranger group.
yeah.
It sounds like a kids group or something. Hey, watch out, kids!
Yeah.
It's the Hip Hop Squad.
Yeah, but after the shit that went down at the party with Suge Knight and related to Chris Brown has now been added to that list of people to watch. So.
Fair enough.
So yeah, they took Jeezy into custody Sunday. He and 5 other people were arrested in relation to this while they executed a search warrant at the amphitheater. They held him on $1 million bail, which he posted. They maintained that none of those arrested have been identified as suspects in the killing, but primarily they arrested him for illegal possession of the gun, but they theorize it could be the gun used, and they're investigating that now. So, we'll see how that goes.
Oh, fair enough.
Yep. Back to Mo.
Yeah, I will say my next bit of news is a big screen return for Underworld franchise is now in the works. The Hollywood Reporter brings word that Lakeshore Entertainment is developing an Underworld reboot and has hired priest scribe Corey Goodman to pen the screenplay. Underworld, directed by Len Wiseman, was released in 2013 and followed the adventures of Kate Beckinsale Selena as a vampire death dealer caught in the war between vampires and Lycans. It was followed up by Underworld Evolution, Underworld Rise of the Lycans, and Underworld Awakening. Gary Lucchesi, I believe it was, and Tom Rosenberg will produce the new film for Lakeshore. Although trade uses the term reboot, it's hard to say right now if that actually means it's a new continuity or if it's going to be a continuation with a new character and a new group of people rebooting the franchise in that regard. So that'll be pretty interesting to find out what they do. Hopefully it's not just a flat-out remake, because why remake that? You could have remade anything else. Why remake that? The films were good, but they weren't exactly massive, if that makes sense, in the regard of, oh my god, everyone talks about Underworld. So, and it's just vampires v werewolves. You could have done anything else and just not needed to use the Underworld one. You could have just used vampires v werewolves and called it Dracula vs. Wolfman or anything. But if it's a continuation of the story, I'm okay with that, even if it's a new character. So, since I know Jim and Richter have said their final news, just over to Marcus.
All right, my final piece of news. And I think Richter will get a kick out of this. A new expansion, and I think it's a standalone expansion for Saints Row 4, was shown at PAX Prime called Gat Out of Hell, where you play as Johnny Gat trying to save the boss's soul. They've created a whole new city with about 1,000 collectibles. They've also created new powers and weapons, including flight, where you get flaming angel wings, and 7 legendary weapons modeled after the 7 deadly sins. And here you go, John. John. Richter. This one's for you. They must have been perusing the sadgamer.com, because I'm sure you have this somewhere. They've included the Sloth Easy Chair, where you literally spawn an easy chair with chain guns. Oh, it gets better. It has an alternate fire mode, where Johnny Gat will reach down and pull the lever on the side to go into recliner mode, which switches it from firing chain guns to firing rocket launchers.
Nice.
Yeah.
I believe that's actually Richter's chair.
Non-legendary new weapons include a locust gun that fires a steady stream of locusts and a frog launcher that shoots explosive frogs. Yeah. Other powers include flaming super speed, i.e. super speed with fire behind you, and an aura, and you'll love this one too, Richter. You get an aura that forces all the enemies around you to bow at your feet.
Nice.
Nice. I'll have to get that.
There's
Now,
also a Oh, go ahead.
Now, if only you could get an aura in DCUO. Ah!
Yeah. There's also a piss off Satan meter in your stats that fills up as you do stuff in the new city. As that fills, you'll be able to progress the story. So the more you piss off Satan, the more the story progresses.
Nice.
To help with that,
Okay, then.
there are new mini games, including a flight-themed race called Hellblazing. A mini game returning is insurance fraud, but being that this expansion takes place in basically virtual hell, they can't do the standard mini game because, well, there's no money. Instead, in this version, you will play as a husk from hell trying to shave years off his imprisonment.
Nice.
It's basically insurance fraud, but you play as a husk. Gat Out of Hell releases on January 27th for $20 US, available on everything: PS3, PS4, Xbox 360, Xbox One. For what I've seen, it's well worth the price. I'm like, yes, I have to get that.
I will admit I don't have Saints Row the 4th anymore, but I have been meaning to repurchase it. I do plan to pick it up when it comes on PS4.
Well, they said it was
go ahead.
standalone, right? So you might not even need the game.
Yeah.
Kind of like
if you're planning on,
Light
if-
and the other one.
yeah. In addition to that, Mole, since you mentioned you're planning on getting Saints Row the 4th again, wait a little bit because they're coming out with a version called Saints Row Reelected that comes with that and all the DLC on it,
Yeah, I assume that's probably what the PS4 one would do.
including
But
Gat Out of Hell.
I'll probably get the PS4 version, and yeah, it's not just for that DLC, Rick. I've been thinking about rebuying it anyway, because Jumbo was discussing the Christmas DLC where you got Santa's Slide.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
I've
really
seen
want that
Save
too.
Christmas.
I really want that.
Oh right, yeah, you hadn't played that one.
Yeah, because I got rid of it a while back after I completed it, because literally, ironically, because of how they did the game, which it was a good game, but how they did it where you went through and you got all the side missions and all the collectibles and stuff in order to actually advance part of the story with some people's missions. There was nothing left to do after I completed the game. There was literally nothing for me to do, so I was like, oh, okay. So I got rid of it, but I'm tempted to get it again ready for the DLC. I don't know if anyone else will get the PS4 one, but if they do, I need to play it. I'll possibly stream it.
There you go.
There you go. But yeah, that's my final bit of news. I thought Richter would get a kick out of that.
It does sound.
Sloth easy chair.
Does sound pretty awesome.
It does.
This bit of news I took today, because we take 2 bits of news each during XGR, and I don't think I'll be mentioning this during XGR, sadly, because I believe there's other stuff to discuss, but taking a break from making the action-adventure games featuring stunning characters with large, watery eyes, Heavenly Sword developer Ninja Theory it's been revealed they've been helping make the combat system for Disney Infinity 2.0. Revealed during Giant Bomb panel at PAX Prime via, I believe it was GameSpot. It confirmed on Twitter by Disney Infinity executive producer himself, John, and I'm just not going to pronounce his last name. It's something like I knew I wouldn't pronounce it. So, Ninja Theory has been working alongside developers at Disney and Avalanche since February of this year to help fine-tune and repolish all of the fighting mechanics. And they've also put a special primary focus on what was said to be a new combat systems entirely for Marvel villains like Loki, Green Goblin, and Ronan. So, yeah, that's happened.
Yeah, I figured you'd be annoyed at that.
I wasn't annoyed.
You love the combat in DMC so much. I figured you'd be like, oh, great.
I was like, they've taken what was already there and they've tried to add depth to it. And based on the fact this isn't DMC, and like I know from speaking to you about Heavenly Sword, I know they did a good job on that. I'm like, this could actually be pretty cool. It sounds like it's actually going to have combat, because the last Disney Infinity, yeah, it seemed weird if you're playing Spider-Man and he doesn't fight, and he just goes, and that's it. It'd be like, I want to see some sort of combat, if that makes sense. So I'm pretty hyped up for that. But I don't know, what do you think?
I don't know. I don't know how the combat was in the original. So
Think Lego, the early
And,
Lego ones have like one button punches, one like kick,
Oh.
and then pick up a gun and you shoot it, and that was it. It was
Gotcha.
very simple. Which was almost a shame for stuff like Incredibles and Pirates, but still.
Gotcha.
Yeah, but I wasn't sure if you thought that would be good that they were polishing it or not.
Yeah, I'm fine with it. Just because in the games of theirs I've played, the combat was actually pretty decent. I really didn't like their platforming in Enslaved. I thought the combat was slightly better, so it's like, oh, okay, good. It'd be like, okay, like Ubisoft games, like I usually like their platforming much more than their combat. So like if you were bringing someone into polish platforming, I would say, and you went with like Ubisoft or whatever people make Assassin's Creed, I'd be like, okay, fine. But so I'm okay with them hitting up Ninja Theory for the combat because, like I said, I think they do a decent job of it.
Yeah, like I said, they seem to have done some good stuff and all. I'm like, well, all they're doing is building upon what's already. It would be impossible to take what's already there and ruin it. Chances, all they can do is polish it.
Oh, ye of too much faith. I have full confidence that anyone can take something and completely ruin it.
Good point. But I was like, it sounds pretty cool, and it sounds like they're putting a lot of work into making the superhero ones like superheroes. I'm like, that's kind of cool. That is kind of cool.
If it works and they do it well, I hope they apply it to the rest of the game, or at least to the characters that make sense, like you said, like Jack and fucking Mr. Incredible and stuff like that, where having combat would make sense.
I'm guessing when they introduce the character, when you put the characters on this, they come into the world and use this world. My guess is every character will probably be improved. I'm not sure though. I'm not gonna say it definitely is, but it's like I said, it sounded pretty cool. And I will also say, which is kind of funny, I always get them confused. Like I was talking the other day to, I think it was you I was talking to about that, Rick. I always get them mixed up. How would they call it now? Ninja Theory.
Mm-hmm.
Because I had to double check who they were before I saw when I looked at the news, and I was like, okay, that's pretty cool. Because I always get them confused with Team Ninja.
Mm.
And I was like, wait,
yeah.
is this going to become like that? What? I wouldn't complain
that would be awesome. Except, good lord, if they took that punishing timing, you just see like 8-year-olds just snapping Mr. Incredible.
Yeah, but I was just thinking. I think Team Ninja was the ones that did Ninja Gaiden and stuff.
Yes.
Dead or Alive.
I was just when I played Ninja Gaiden, whichever the fuck the first one is on PS3. I'm not sure if it's a remake or not that I've got, but when I played that, I could just totally imagine. As much as I don't like him, someone like say Deadpool going boom, pulling out the swords and doing the ninja sword moves and stuff. That'd be pretty cool. But time for Catch-Up, where we talk about the games we played this week, the movies we've watched this week, TV shows we watched this week, or possibly the book we've read this week if you wanted to be a nerd. I'm kidding, Jim, just because I know that's a weekly segment.
Nerd.
I prefer to say that. But to quote Cruel Intentions, deleted scene, books are for fags. I'm kidding. That was amazing, that was, the deleted scene of Cruel Intentions where he starts to read a book and she's like, what are you doing? He's like, I'm reading a book. And she's like, oh, come on, come back to bed. Books are for fags. And they decided to cut that scene.
Gee, I can't imagine why.
I can't imagine why.
Honestly, I can't actually imagine why, because it's the same movie in which actually had a gay character do gay stereotype things. Played by Pacey from Dawson's Creek with blonde hair. Yeah, I remember Cruel Intentions. I like that film. It was one of those films where everything, all women were done horrible, men were done horrible, straight people were done horrible, gay people were done horrible, in the best, ironically, almost realistic way of everyone in the world is fucked up, which is my ideal of, I honestly believe the world is fucked up. But who wants to go first with their catch-up? I think I will nominate Richter.
Okay. Probably the most notable thing I did this week was actually watch a TV show. And I watched all 25 episodes of Sword Art Online, anime show from, I don't know when it came out, probably within a year or so. Just because there's a game on a Sony portable system. Whew, got that in there. No, the other one.
PSP Go?
But, yeah, that. Okay. The PSP 5.
The mobile phone?
Yes, the Xperia Play. But
thank you, I couldn't remember that before.
that's the only one I remember. I think they had two, but anyway. But decided to watch that just because the game is supposed to be it's supposed to be an alternate ending to episode 14, because basically there's two arcs in the show, and a lot of people are like, yeah, the first 14 episodes are good, and then the other 11 aren't very good, and I'll back that up. But the basic premise, at least in the beginning, is there's this new online game launching with VR headsets and whatever, and the people, play that, and like they only sold 10,000 in the beginning, and well, that's all they sold actually. But spoiler, no, but they put it on and everyone logs in the game, and everyone's having fun, but there's no logout button, and the guy that basically released the game intentionally doesn't have a logout button, so all 10,000 people are trapped in the game. And he has it rigged up where if they die in the game, their virtual reality headset will fry their brain. So they actually die if they die in the game. And then he's like, okay, everyone, go have fun.
Nice.
But yeah, it's pretty cool. Just to see like a show basically that's, has a lot of game stuff and goes along with that. Has a lot of drama, of course, but pretty entertaining. And then quickly, the second arc is... at the conclusion of it, there's basically another game, and actually, I'm not trying to decide how. Okay, the guy, someone has to go into the game to rescue someone, so I'll just leave it at that. But the second arc is definitely not as good because one of the bad guys, he's like overly creepy and just a bad guy for no real reason. It's just like literally like he's there for about 30 seconds before he reveals he's like super creepy and unnecessarily evil, and I'm like, good lord. But there's some we lost James.
It's not
but
it's not the best. It's not the best ones.
Yeah. But it's not bad. It's got some really good story, got some touching moments. It's actually fairly enjoyable.
Can I ask a question?
Yes.
And it's not as a joke before anyone thinks that. You mentioned they sold 10,000, and that was all they sold in the show, or whatever it was. Is that because either the game or the system the game is on had disappointing sales? Were they referencing that? Like, okay, we know our fan base is small.
No, it was like a PC game.
Oh, okay.
So there's probably all the master race could no. No, I don't know why he did it at 10,000. I guess it was a nice number, but
it's because it's over 9,000.
Yes, and I think at one part in the first month they lose 2,000 people. They just die, and you're like, whoa, that's fucked up. And then you're like, wait, so it'll last how long?
No, it wouldn't last that long. If it was an actual online game, based on the fact World of Warcraft was the same people that the second they found out they could inflict a plague on everyone in there, they did.
Yeah.
They're going to last a week.
Yeah. Well, that was what was one thing that was funny was they had player killers, and you're like, wow, you people are like legit murderers. You've crossed that line. Like, wow. But I'd say, I forgot to mention one problem I kind of had with the first arc was it jumps forward a lot in time, and it has a date at the beginning, but a lot of times at the start of the next episode or the next time they show a date, it's been like 20 minutes, and I'm like, oh wait, when was the last one? So I'm like, I guess that was a month ago, and you're like, okay, I'll just go with that was like a month ago.
Nice. But since I assume we've lost Jim, his square is empty on the bottom.
I know, and I didn't even say the V word.
You didn't. How about you, Marcus?
All right. Well,
hang on. Actually, does Richter have more for catch up?
No, that's it.
Okay, because I realized that I was like, oh crap! I cut him off at 1. Like you only get 1. And I was like, no, that's kind of dickish. I didn't mean to do that. Sorry, Rick.
No, it's fine.
All right. So you want me to go ahead?
Yeah, you go ahead.
All right. Well, the first thing is I picked up Professor Layton versus Phoenix Wright, and there's Jim. But I picked that up.
Yay!
I
He
ordered it.
finally returned to our recording. Woo!
Yeah. That
Professionalism.
game is awesome if you're a fan of Phoenix Wright or Professor Layton. I've never played any of the Professor Layton games, and it's pretty fun. It's pretty interesting. I think you'll get more enjoyment out of it if you've played both franchises, because then you'll know the characters. But yeah, I've only just gotten through the long-ass multi-part prologue, and I'm now only just gotten into the game proper, and I've gone around to a couple locations. You can like walk around and stuff and go to different locations, and I've gone to some of the different locations in the town, but I haven't actually progressed the story really that much since that part. But it's fun. I have not played. Is it Dueling Destinies? Is that right, Richter? The Phoenix Wright game?
Yeah, Dual Destinies.
Dual Destinies. I've not played that game, but if that game is built anything like the Phoenix Wright Trials in this game, yeah, I'm probably going to get it, because Phoenix Wright Trials in 3D, fucking awesome.
If you're gonna buy it, I would. I know you're not gonna listen to this, but I would recommend getting it very soon because it's on sale for $18.
Ah, okay. Fair enough. But yeah, so I did that, and I also downloaded 2 free-to-play MMOs that I wanted to try, because I noticed they were there. The first one is APB Reloaded, because I had heard some decent things about original APB, and I guess this is like the expansion or whatever, what have you, called Reloaded. So I said, I'll give it a shot. What little I've played of it, I went through most of the tutorial. Very long tutorial, but it does teach you how to play the game. It's pretty fun when you can find other people to play with. I'm pretty much at the part of the tutorial where you have to grind like shit. Because I'm at the part where you have to get was it $500 in, like, well, basically if you find like vehicles, stolen vehicles, which are basically vehicles that criminals, player characters, have taken and dropped off somewhere, just left somewhere, you can take them and bring them to the impound, and you get money for that, among other things. And if you get $500 to that, then take it to the lockup, you get, you complete that part of the tutorial. I'm at that part, and I'm just like, oh, this is such a pain. And it's not a pain because you don't get much money for cars, because you do, because you get almost $100 per car. It's that because it has to be cars driven by player criminals, it's like, well, if you happen to get dropped into a world where there's nobody there, yeah, good luck. So, yeah, but what little I played of it, it's pretty fun so far. It does one thing that now I want every MMORPG to do, because holy shit, why didn't I think about this like years ago? And that is, if you go onto their marketplace for certain weapons, and it rotates and changes, but and it's usually a pretty wide selection, you can actually take a weapon on trial for trial purposes. So you can say, I want to try it now, and then boom, it mails it to you in game, and you get to use that weapon for like half an hour for free to see if you like it before you buy it.
That's pretty cool.
So I'm like, that's kind of awesome.
Yeah, that is pretty cool.
And then the third game that I played this week that I downloaded, which I've been playing quite a bit. I'm at level 19, almost 20 now. Is a game called Swordsman, or if you look on the interwebs, it's Swordsman Online. It is a game based on a Chinese novel, I think a pretty recent one, and it is a Chinese game. It's been produced by Perfect World International. So all the audio is in Chinese, but it's all been translated for subtitles. And it's basically
John Cena?
Yeah. Basically, you play as a martial artist, and you get to go around doing martial arts stuff and killing people and stuff. It's kind of awesome. And I kind of like what they've done with this game, where you start out as just you're the martial artist in your village, and then eventually you can join one of the 10 primary schools and learn a style. And each style has their own, signature weapon and abilities and attacks and stuff. Like, there's like a longsword, rapier, claymore. There's the Shaolin style, which gives you a staff. There's one that I want to try, which is the Mount Harmony School, which is the assassin class, and it's basically daggers hidden within musical instruments. Like, I know if you've seen like some of the martial arts movies and stuff, sometimes you'll see like this chick with like a mandolin or something, right? Like a little lute type thing, and then the handle of it, she'll pull it off, and it's like a dagger hidden, and that's kind of like that. At least that's what the description says. But I kind of want to try that because they get like shadow powers and like shadow clone jutsus and stuff. It's kind of cool. But the class I went with was the AMA school, and that's the Chi Blast school. So I get a scepter. Well, they call it a scepter. It's basically a staff on your back, but it's a scepter, and I can shoot fire out of my hands, which I'm like, yeah, that's kind of cool.
Wait. There's a class that gives you all shadow stuff, and you, Marcus Shadow, did not choose that.
That's going to be my second character.
That'd be like Jim not taking Firebird school.
I'm sorry, I had to go make Goku first.
But he's Japanese.
I know.
Or alien.
There was one fight, though, where
Jim keep taking off to?
I don't know. But there was one fight where you had to go talk to this guy to get like some medicinal herbs or something from him, and he's like, all right, I'll give it to you if you drink with me and you beat me in a drinking game. And so you get like all piss-ass drunk, and he's got a little pet monkey. And after you get drunk, like, the monkey turns into Sun Wukong, and you have to fight Sun Wukong. I'm like, the fuck?
Nice.
He's like all jumping around. He's got his staff and stuff. I'm just like, okay, this is kind of not fair.
Nice.
But my biggest complaint with that game, though, has to be a lack of a Y-axis inversion for the mouse. I'm like, really?
Fine.
You're not going to let me invert the mouse.
Turn it upside down.
Yeah. Especially since the best way to control your character, because there's 3 different control options, interface options. The best way to do it is to use basically the Neverwinter control interface, which is basically off of the Neverwinter game by Cryptic, produced by Perfect World, of course. Of course, that game has an inversion, I think, but it's Cryptic. But it's like, give me an inversion.
I have to ask, why do you keep doing air quotes around that game? Does it not exist?
I don't know.
Fair enough. You were using sarcastic air quotes to actually mean the brain. Although my brain's still not as bad as the last thing we recorded, because our audience will notice we're dressed exactly the same. Star Wars. Woo. As our Frozen review, hosted by Mr. Not There.
Yeah, but yeah, that's pretty much what I've done this week, aside from the standard watching HGTV and Food Network type stuff.
Describe Food Network.
Well, right now, Mo Rock is on TV in a show called My Grandmother's Ravioli, but
nice.
it's a rerun.
I wasn't sure if there was like a particular show on Food Network you always watch. Like on Food Network here, I can't remember which one it was called. The one where they did all these fancy ass cakes that were so nice that looking. With me, a fat guy, was like, I kind of don't want to eat that. It's too pretty. I don't know which one that was. Was it Cake Boss or was it something else?
Cake or
Ace of Cakes.
Yeah, Ace of Cakes.
Yo, and I'm like, I'm a fat guy. If you show me a cake, I'm supposed to want to go and just basically like Stacy with a cock. But She's not even here. This is really cool. Unless she's watching it live, which would be more hilarious. But no, I'm supposed to look at the cakes and be like, oh yeah, I want to eat that. And I look at some of their ones where they like make it look perfectly like, I don't know, the Ghostbuster house, and I'm like, it looks so much like it. I don't want to eat it. I just want to put that on my shelf.
Did you see the one where they made the Millennium Falcon?
I did. And I believe we may finally have Jim back.
Looks like he's watching TV. And completely jimming the podcast. You may as well do your catch-up, Mo.
That's really weird. Oh. Beetlejuice.
Wait for it. Shh. I'm gonna have to be
It's morphin' time. Let's morph in.
I'm gonna do something I probably shouldn't.
Please do.
Then why do it?
No, it'll be worth it. I think. I have a feeling deep down inside that it's gonna be great.
What a feeling!
I want to like tap the little box at the bottom to see if that like a fish tank, you know, like you just hitting my monitor now to see if it's working. He's looking over at my finger. It's working. It's working. Yeah. Yes.
So, thank you for another rendition of Around the Pound. See ya. We're kidding. We just noticed you Jim does multiple times. It's over to your catch-up.
Can you hear me? Is this on?
Yes,
we can hear you.
Okay, just checking. Okay,
Maybe
so
I have to do that. Just see ya.
yeah, I know. See, if I'd have been a dick, I would have just hit the button.
I kind of thought you were gonna.
Yeah, if you'd been a dick, you would have took your headset off and disappeared midway through the recording. Oh wait, sorry.
I can't help it when there's shit going on outside the room. Anyway,
we have fun. Richter, repeat the sentence. Sound more bolder.
what?
I'm kidding. Go, Jim.
Okay then.
I was taking the piss out of people saying Richter sounds bald. He just sounds like Richter. But yes, continue, Jim.
Well, he does sound bald, but anyway.
No, he doesn't. That's not a thing.
Isn't it?
Apparently it is.
Yeah, apparently it is.
Exactly.
But your catch-up, Jim. I look forward to finding out what the Kingdom Keepers were doing this week.
Indeed. First of all, I read the WWE graphic novel. It's called Money in the Bank. Wrong way. There we go. Which is kind of cool. It's written by Mick Foley, WWE legend. So check that out. So that's pretty good. It's John Cena, CM Punk going on there. I know that's Orton and Punk. Sorry, John Cena's the one down at the bottom. They're getting beat up by Mark Henry. And AJ is there, being sultry. So yeah, I know Moles read this doesn't like it. I thought it was really entertaining seeing there. All the wrestlers are basically people that live in this place called Titan City, and they have different jobs there. And there's references to the wrestling in there. It's pretty funny. I say read it if you get a chance. It's a fun little read if you like wrestling. Give it a shot. There will likely be a full review of this on the Lair of the Phoenix at some point after the summer Disney's over. We'll get there. Moving on. I haven't finished this yet, but I also started reading Justice League Beyond. This particular one is called In Gods We Trust. You can't see the "in" because the sticker's over it, but it's In Gods We Trust. Is
that Green Lantern Richter on the front?
That is Green. Technically it's a kid, so it's Green Lantern Richter's son.
Wow.
Yeah. That's what we think Richter's son looks like. He just looks like Richter but short.
Yeah.
Richter's a lazy cartoon from the 90s in which the parents were just kids grown up.
Yeah, pretty much. Superman and Batman are there, cool stuff. This one is actually about the Green Lantern primarily, which is why he's front and center on the cover. And it's all about that he gets his ring taken away, and the other heroes have to make up for it and help him and stuff like that there. And there's a war starting and things like that, so it's pretty cool. So check that out. Additionally, I just yesterday purchased the entire Lego Harry Potter series right there. I started playing years 1 through 4, that one. Years 1 through 4. It's pretty cool so far. I like how you learn the spells to be able to manipulate different types of Legos. You unlock all the characters like in other games. A lot of it's the same. You get enough studs to max out for a level. You're free. In this case, it's students in peril as opposed to Citizens in Peril. There's still golden red bricks, all kinds of cool stuff like that. So it's pretty fun so far. Hopefully I'll get through all of this inevitably, and I'll talk about them more as I go.
You just committed a dire sin, in my opinion.
Oh, what's that?
How the hell have you not taken the sticker off the box? Come on, dude, it looks like crap with a sticker on the box.
There is
I
logic.
think every gamer everywhere knows you take the stickers off the box as soon as you get home. As soon as you get home.
Yeah, pretty much.
You don't even play the game. You take the stickers off so it looks pretty.
See, nobody is ever going to see them, and I don't care. I never take stickers off boxes.
Yeah, no one's ever going to see them unless you, show them to the world on the internet.
Big fucking deal. That's why I bought it used. Whoopty fucking do. The guy told me this was actually the manager's copy. He traded it in earlier that day.
It wasn't about the fact you bought it used. It was about the fact it had a sticker on the box. Even if you buy a game new, I take the sticker off when I go home. It's cool. It's just a small thing.
You know, make it worse. There's 2 stickers on the box. Ooh.
You sicken me.
That's twice as bad.
Peter.
There you go.
He's becoming immune to Vita. We need another word of power now. Yay.
Megazord sequence has been initiated.
Yep.
And finally, started reading it. Haven't gotten
Oh, you're on
too
the third one.
Yes.
No, last time you mentioned that you're on the second.
No, last time I mentioned I was on the second. I finished that. I would have mentioned the third last week, but I had finished the second, but hadn't started the third yet. So, but yeah, that's a little far, not that far anyway. But I'm getting there. First few chapters. It's good so far. This one's primarily taking place at the both Epcot and the Disney Hollywood Studios. So they're heading through that particular type of adventure, which is pretty cool. And they're basically, the problem is that they're trying to find their mentor, Wayne, who's the guy that made them Kingdom Keepers and has kind of told them about the Overtakers and what's going on. But he disappeared, presumably kidnapped by the Overtakers, and they're trying to find him. But they have the issue of, they searched all the Magic Kingdom, and the Overtakers started figuring out they were looking, so now they can't do that anymore. So they got to start checking other places in other parks, and they start checking their parks trying to find him. But the only issue is that they can't, going in at 90% is an issue because the Overtakers, but going in during the day is a problem because, as the recurring plot mentions, they're supposed to be banned from going into the parks because their holographic selves are in there, and Disney will take away all the money they're funneling into their college funds and their lifetime passes and everything else. They don't want to get caught and get their parents in trouble. So it's becoming more and more of an issue of being able to get in and do stuff. So we'll have to see what happens there. I'll report more on that next week once I get a little further into the book. But yeah, still a good series. Still check it out.
Nice. That series does sound pretty cool. How was the ending of the second?
It was pretty good. Spoilers. In the ending of the second, effectively, like I said, that one took place in the Animal Kingdom. And at the end, they found, they chased Maleficent around the Animal Kingdom in different places. They managed to rescue one of the characters who was trapped. There's these 2 girls that work with them. They're called Fairlies. They have special powers. One of them has dreams that predict the future, and the other one has, telekinesis. And basically, they rescue the one with the dreams who was kidnapped, and they free her from Maleficent's either evil spell that they didn't even know she was under. And then they chased her up to the top of the roller coaster mountain ride that's in Animal Kingdom. I can't remember the name of it. But they go in there, and it turns out Chernabog, who's the head bad guy, has been sealed in there. And Maleficent frees. He's disguised as the Yeti in the ride. And Maleficent frees him and turns him back into Chernabog, and they have a fight. And they all manage to escape and get away. After they managed to shove Maleficent and Chernabog down temporarily, and they get back the important artifacts that they needed, and they got away. But Wayne didn't get out with them, and that's why he's kind of being captured and held, and they got to find him in this one. So, pretty fun.
Sounds like a pretty cool series.
It's a cool series.
I had noticed on Amazon, at least here, they had the audio books for 2 onwards, but they didn't have the first one, and now apparently it's coming out soon.
Okay, fair enough.
Which I am tempted to check them out. Because
Yeah,
it does sound like a pretty cool series, and I will admit, yes, I'm tempted to check out the audio books because I don't really want to sit there and read a big thick book that size, unless it has Star Wars on the cover.
Yeah, I don't blame you. The other books are probably pretty cool if they got like the actual Disney voice actors to voice the Disney characters. That could be badass.
They probably won't. They'll probably all just be read by, I don't know, random
Ice-T.
Joe.
Ice-T.
Yes.
Like the D&D novel.
There you go.
Could be.
Hopefully it's not all read by Mickey Mouse because that'd get irritating fast.
Yeah, it would.
So, yeah, we'll see how it goes. But yeah, so it's a good series so far. Check it out. This is an older publication. They recently released them all in paperback with much cooler looking cover art, in my opinion. So check those out if you're gonna look at it. If you want to see some cooler cover art. The cover art, if you look at it, you can find that on Google, but it's basically got the title in this area, and up here on each of the versions, there's the eyes of one of the Overtakers, one of the Disney characters. Like the first is Maleficent, there's one with Jafar, one with Chernabog. They all got different eyes. It's pretty cool.
Nice.
So that's fun. So that's my report for the week. Back to you, Mo. In this
Nice. My catch up. First of all, I watched a new show that for us that debuted on Friday. I watched the first episode of Girl Meets World.
When this girl meets world,
That's not its theme song.
That we gonna laugh. Why not?
That's not its theme song. I will say with the theme song, I kind of wanted that Jim just murdered. I kind of wanted that, but I wanted that. I didn't say I was good though. But still, it's a case of I kind of wanted that song, and instead we got a generic sounding one that was turned the fuck down. I had to turn my TV up like fucking 5 or 6 knots just to hear it, and then the second they came back, the voices were blaring. Balance. You need sound balance, Disney.
Yep.
But overall, this new series, my biggest complaint is it's too Boy Meets World. Because I mentioned this to the other two, but did you watch Boy Meets World, Rick?
Some of it. I wouldn't remember much of anything.
Basically, his daughter is a carbon copy of him as he was a kid.
Right.
Her friend is a carbon copy of Sean. And Corey himself isn't like Corey. Instead, he's merged into basically almost being exactly like Mr. Feeney. He's less over the top and silly as Corey used to be. Because I'm sorry, Corey is a teacher. I'd kind of imagine him being that teacher that tries to be everyone's best friend but just comes across as a dork. He needs to be like the boss in the office. Basically, that's what I'd imagine with Corey as a teacher. We didn't get that. But
That's the good British office, not the crappy American one.
yeah. I will say with that, like I said, it's a little weird, but I understand it because this is essentially a remake of that, but which goes into what we talked about earlier. But by adding Corey and making it a sequel, the previous fans aren't going to be like, boo, the original was better, boo. They're going to be like, oh, cool, you're continuing it. Okay, maybe ours was bad, but hey, it's for a new generation. You get to know our stuff. And the movie and the studio's just like, probably pulling the William Dafoe face of. But I can't. That's what I imagine. But still, so I saw that. I watched a movie. I don't know if anyone here has seen, but I saw a movie called We're the Millers.
Have not seen it.
Pretty cool film. It's not the best comedy film. It's a little cliched in places, but it kind of works. It's in the vein of the National Lampoon's Vacation films. The main character's almost a dick. He's like this drug dealer, and he puts together. He hires this stripper, a homeless girl, a loser teenager that he finds in his block of apartments whose mother, as he said, went out for a drink with friends over 2 weeks ago and never came back. And he puts them together as a fake family to go and try and pick up some drugs in an RV because he's on the stairs. He's like, I can't think how this plan's going to work. And an RV pulls up and a guy with a mustache and his family pull over. He's like, Hidley, ho, people. And it's like, I want to go. I was just stopping over by this old neighborhood in my RV with my family. And he responds, fuck off, real life Flanders.
Ah.
And then
Nice.
when the police officer goes, he's like, watch this. The police officer's going to book him now because he's clearly going the wrong way. And the guy just smiles and goes, hi, I'm sorry, officer. We're new to the thing. I was just taking my family on a trip. And the officer, oh, okay, cool. Just turn around. And suddenly he goes, holy fuck, thank you, Flanders. You've given me an idea. And just walks in. And then he puts together a fake family to go to Mexico because the police don't check them. If they smile in an RV and just act like a family, I'm like, that's kind of funny. And obviously it evolves into them bonding, and there's silly stuff like some of the villains are too cartoony. There's a Jennifer Anderson striptease.
Yay.
Nice.
Post credits, there is a scene I mentioned to them which amused the crap out of me. Of basically, there's a song during the film where they hit it and they all start to sing along on the radio. They do it. They do it in the credits on an outtake, and they hit it, and it's "I'll be there for you," and it's a French tune. All the cast members sing it as Jennifer Anderson's just there, like. Which, if you've seen Friends, is pretty fucking funny.
Mm-hmm.
I just like that. I was like, that's a cool joke. She took it well. I like that. And so that's one film and one show. I've recently playing a game today I picked up called Pac-Man and the Ghostly Adventures. It's a game which I'm going to describe as perfectly adequate.
Huh.
Because as I mentioned, it's not bad. It's not like, like movie tie-in games where they can be fucking atrocious to play.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like that. It's not as good as, say, Mario Galaxy or Sonic Lost World. It just falls in the middle of it. Gets some stuff. It gets some stuff really well, other stuff really shit. So it just falls perfectly. And it is pretty enjoyable. Like, Pac-Man gets new power-ups, like he can turn into a chameleon and go invisible, or use his tongue to go, and then it sticks to like a pole and he can swing. He can turn into a giant boulder and run people over. He can turn into a bouncy ball version of himself. And Fire Pac-Man, which Fire Pac basically gets Goku hair, but made of fire, and then starts to fire fireballs. Or he can turn into like an ice one, which looks kind of like Sonic, ironically, because he's blue. And Spiky, it looks like Sonic the Hedgehog, and he can fire ice beams. So it's pretty cool. It's enjoyable. If you need to watch the show really to enjoy the game, because basically it used the characters from the show, so you need to understand why Pac-Man's a teenager, why he's friends with all the ghosts from the original game, and also, I will say the game, like the TV show, is a little lazy in some regards. Because he's called Pac-Man. Guess the name of the city he lives.
Pac City.
Pacopolis.
Nice.
Guess the name of the planet.
Planet.
Pac-World.
Pac World.
Yeah, Pac-World, Pacopolis, and only one. And he's not even the Pac-Man of legend yet, because he's not even meant to be the son of the original Pac-Man like some people think. He's basically Pac-Man in his teenage years. That's why he's friends with the original Ghost. They're just in their teenagers years, and it's like, what? Why isn't the whole city and planet named after him? He's the lazy. And the main villain, who betrayed us all, is called Betrayers.
Nice.
Oh, okay then.
However, the show and game, they're not offensively bad, if that makes sense. Like, some of that stuff, even on the TV show, it's kind of fun, I'll be honest. I've watched a load of it. I still need to see all of it, but it's pretty fun.
Mm-hmm.
And the second game I played this week, I would have shown you a box that I got it digitally because it was like £10 a store. Second game I played this week.
Nice.
Plants vs Zombies, Garden Warfare. Notice, Jim, the lack of sticker. And also, the lack of sticker. But now,
I see that fear logo.
yep. I will say inside, same thing as usual. Where the fuck's my instruction manual? I miss instruction books. And some people say, well, you can just log online and see the
I was like,
ebook.
didn't you read that piece? Didn't you read that piece of paper? It's on the internet.
Yeah, and that's what people say. Yeah, you can always go to the internet to look, or you can check out It's not the same. Like, the amount of times I've been sat here in the old days after, like, I've played the game for a while, I've been like, you know what, I was kind of stuck in that bed with rest or whatever, I'm watching TV, I'm like, you know what, let's see the instructions or something. I don't pick up, just read it for the sake of it. Or sometimes I'll read the instruction book just for fun, because after I've beat the game or something, because in the book, there would be biographies for some of the characters and stuff like that. Nowadays, you're just told, yeah, fuck it, go online and get the bare minimum. What? I don't want an e-guide, because if I have to turn on the guide and I have to look at, like an e-manual, I might as well just play the first level. It's a fucking tutorial, it's going to cover it.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, this game is pretty cool, and yeah, like I said, this game is pretty cool, and like Richter said, fear. But yeah, it says right down the front, online multiplayer only, PlayStation Plus required. I got this on PS4. It comes with all the DLC. It's pretty cool. It's like Team Fortress style shooter mixed with elements of, say, like a MOBA or a tower defense game. There's plenty of environments, which I have played some of them since the live stream. Since people quit a multiple in the fucking live stream, I have managed to play and complete like 2 or 3 of them, and that's clearly the best part of the game is the player versus environment. When you go to player v player though, it's still kind of fun. Like there's a mode which I think someone like say Rick might actually enjoy called Gardens and Graveyards, because what that is, it's basically the player v player style stuff of one of you has a garden, one of you has a graveyard if you're the zombies, and basically what you have to do is what's the name of it now? What you have to do is, if you're a zombie, you have to go and take over their gardens to turn them into graveyards. If you're a plant, you have to defend, but as a result, it doesn't feel like, say, just a team deathmatch. Which, that's actually pretty fun. That's a great mode. There's kill confirm or vanquish confirm, team deathmatch or team vanquish.
Match.
Yeah, and just various stuff like that. But it various modes. Like instead of capture the flag, there's gnome bomb where you have to capture the gnome carrying a bomb like that, and you have to take the bomb off the gnome, plant it, and detonate it. Loads of fun modes. And, oh my god, I can't stress how much fun that game is. I picked it up on a whim. Just because I was like, okay, there's nothing else here I'm going to buy right now. Fuck, I want a PS4 game to stream. Fucking picked it up and bought it. It turned out to be one of the best video game purchases I've done in a while. And I buy a lot of games, but it's a case of it's the best one I've purchased in a while because it's fucking enjoyable. Everyone should totally check that game out.
Fair enough.
Cool. Yeah, but I know that was a game that was interesting.
Yeah, I want that game. That looks awesome.
Indeed.
Yeah, did you watch much of the live stream afterwards?
I watched
watched
some of it.
Any of this stuff.
I saw some of it.
Did you see my hockey player?
I believe so. I saw the beginning where you were running through the like costumes and stuff. Where you had the Ratchet and Clank ears and the Sly Cabin. That creepy fucking pumpkin head.
That's adorable, my little shadow sunflower. And in case Marcus is thinking, oh god, he's named a sunflower after me, it's actually called Shadow Sunflower because there's a sunflower, and one of his costumes is Shadow, where he gets all these like dark and mysterious and like evil-looking leaves. So I've taken him and just put a pumpkin mask on him. Freaking adorable. But
Okay.
yeah, there's a team of zombies and stuff, and I will tell you, for anyone planning to pick that game up, you need to learn how the teams play. Zombies are offensive. Plants are defensive. If you play as a plant, you need to stay back and start trying to shoot them before they get to you. If you play as a zombie, you need to try and get up close as possible because zombies have the advantage up close. Now, there's some classes that basically can go out their comfort zone, but it's basically plants are defensive, zombies are offensive, and you need to play to their strengths and learn each character. And it's not like Call of Duty where you can pick any soldier and it plays the same. The Sunflower I play as has less health but can heal people. The Zombie All-Star I play, he's like a big powerhouse, and he's not really damage dealt, but he has a lot of health, and he can do quick, impactful stuff like run the fuck through people. So yeah, Plants vs Zombies, Garden Warfare, totally check it out. But I think this ends another Around the Pound.
Indeed.
Mm-hmm.
I was your host, as it says below this week, Riz, aka The Mole. And thank you for joining me, everyone.
You're welcome.
And an extra special thanks to Richter for being the guest.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me.
I'd press the applause, but I don't have to stop it up. But I won't. But yeah, see ya.
That wasn't the applause.
I didn't.